Hi guys. Okay, so I am so excited to be trying this. This is my first episode in this podcast. I'm going to tell you guys straight up that if you guys are easily triggered, exit now, exit now, exit now. As a Mars and Gemini, Venus and Aries, I curse a lot. I can be highly inappropriate, as spiritual as I could be, whatever that may be to you guys, because I do not believe in the typical spiritual stuff, whatever like it looks like to you guys. I think that's what spirituality is, and I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, so I'm just going to say that as spiritual as I can be, I can say a lot of evolved stuff, and then I can say a lot of unevolved stuff at times, because I'm a fucking human being. And yeah, if you guys aren't into that, or if you guys are taken back by that, I may not be for you. And I'd rather you guys know that ahead of time. So yeah, with that being said, I'm just so excited. I don't know if you guys can like hear like my smile on my face. Like I think my dimples are kicking in, and I don't even have that big of dimples, but I'm just like, I think this is like my space. Like, oh my God, remember MySpace? Wow, Mars and Gemini kicking in. But this is like my zone right here. I have a YouTube, I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, but like, I don't know. I just feel like the podcast is probably going to be more like where I feel more chill, more, I don't know. Anyway, so what's going to be happening on this podcast is whatever the fuck I feel like talking about, whatever I feel inspired by, which is actually honestly all of my social media accounts. But I think it's never just going to be one thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It's never like, I'm never going to be that person. Like, as a Mars and Gemini, I can't just talk about one thing. So if you guys are hoping that this is what this is going to be about, like, for example, the topic I'm going to be talking about today, well, it's nighttime, so tonight, is going to be how I feel like as a woman, I'm seeing all these women make these TikTok videos or whatever type of videos about men on social media, about like how they're, you know, their personal experiences with them and how they're so egotistical. And it's like, for what? Like, you didn't even offer us anything, especially if like they, if they're hitting us up randomly in the middle of the night, like, what are you doing? Or if they ghosted us, and it's like, how could you ghost us? You didn't even do much for us, you know, things like that. I really want to talk a little more in depth about that, because I feel like that is like such a huge trend more so lately. And then guys are, I don't want to say fighting back, because I don't really think there's anything to fight about. I just think there's a difference of opinion. And I feel like based off the videos I'm seeing, a lot of them don't understand our point to it. And when I say our point, I think I'm going to just mainly talk about my point here and what I grasp from these videos. And like, because I've been, I don't remember off the top of my head if I've really made any video. Oh yeah, yes I have. I'm so sorry. Yes, I have. It's just been so long since I've made a new one. But anyway, that's where I'm going with this tonight. I'm going to be talking about the point of those videos, at least my belief, and you know, where I think it's going, and the point of why women make those videos, and why a majority of guys, not all guys, aren't really understanding it. So just because I'm going to be talking about that tonight doesn't mean the next episode on here is going to be about women and men, or, you know, what's trending on social media. I just want you guys to know that I'm into astrology. I'm into tarot. I'm very much into psychology. Quick background on me. I am not a psychologist. I'm not an astrologer. I am a psychic though. I do channel. I'm not an intuitive psychic. Like, I mean, we all have this intuitive understanding of things, but I actually channel. Like I get visions. I am psychic. And I feel like that's so important to explain to people, because I feel like spirituality is becoming like this popular trend now, which is very cool. Because I got to be honest with you guys, I always call myself out. I jumped on this bandwagon too. It's not even a bandwagon, but whatever. Hopefully you guys know what I mean by that. But I think a lot of people want to take it a step further. I think there's a lot of people that want to believe they're psychic and they're not. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Then I think there's a lot of shady people out there that see where spirituality is going in regards to business, and they see that it's growing and they take advantage of people like me. Like, what I mean by that is me. This is how I got into spirituality. I was most certainly fucking taken advantage of, where they see vulnerable people going through shit and they take advantage of that. So they're not really psychic, but maybe they are intuitive, or maybe they're just really good tarot readers, or maybe they're just good energy readers. You know what I mean by that? Like, they can see that you look stressed out. You must be stressed out. And they see that you're a young woman. So it's probably about a guy. And it's 2022. Most guys are ghosting us these days, right? So did he get back to you? What did you say? You probably said something that scared him away. You know, it's like, people are fucking assholes. Not all, not a majority, but a lot of people are doing that. A lot of people, whatever's trending in business, people like to jump on the bandwagon with. So unfortunately, it's just like psychics. How many centuries ago ruined it? Like fake psychics ruined it for the real psychics centuries ago, which is why in 2022, real psychics have a bad rap to this day, right? If you think about it, somebody's always got to ruin it for somebody. So anyway, that's my point here. This is why I feel like it's extremely important to mention, like, me as a psychic, this is what I'm able to do. I'm able to channel, and then I'm real. And I feel like it's very important to say that I am not a fraud, and I feel like there are a lot of frauds out there. But yeah, I am intuitive, but I'm not just an intuitive reader. I am the real deal. I went to school. I have my master's degree in communications. I'm like whatever about, I don't want to say whatever. I do believe in the school system, like in regards to getting a college degree, but at the same time, it's like seeing how that worked out for me and seeing how I communicate. It's like, I don't know. I feel like if I could go back in time, maybe I would have, went to trade school. And I'm just being honest. I have mixed opinions here, mixed reviews. So anyway, I want you guys to know that, because I want you guys to make the decision with free will if you guys want to listen to me or not, knowing what type of background I have. I don't want you guys to ever like continue listening to my podcast and think, wait a minute, she talks so much about astrology or X, Y, and Z, and she didn't go to school for it, or she's not an official astrologer, or, whatever. It's like, nope, I didn't. And I said it here first. And if you guys continue wanting to listen to me, great. I hope you do. I hope you support this, podcast. I don't know where it's going to go. I just know that I love talking. It's all over my natal chart, my progress chart. And I love talking about real shit that I just want to talk from my heart. So with that being said, I'm going to move on. So, this whole thing, so what I mean by this on TikTok, okay? What I see, sorry, if you guys hear the background, I have one of those old heaters, like the old school type where it's like, it sounds like a boiler almost. So I'm sorry if you hear that. Anyway. I see a lot of videos trending on TikTok that I feel I get motivated by. I get inspired by these women who talk about their personal experiences with guys, because I feel like I'm not alone here. Because I feel like when other women talk about like their shitty experiences with guys where they got kicked to the curb pretty much, like where they weren't treated with respect, without dignity, or cheated, or just something just really shitty, right? And I'm sorry, I may sound a little I can't think of shallow. I may sound a little shallow here, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. And when the woman is like really, really beautiful, and I see that it happened to like a really beautiful woman as well, I'm like, oh my God, like, even though I've always known that it happens to pretty girls too, because I've had tons of pretty girl friends my whole life, and I've seen them get treated like trash from guys. It just makes me feel even better. There is like, what they do in the spiritual community. It's like, you're not alone. So it's like there's this community, whether you're actually physically meeting up or not. There's something about that feeling of like, oh, okay, I'm not fucking crazy. Like, this is nice. Because I think there's something to that. Because I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but at least for me personally, my whole life, I feel like, almost trained, told time and time again to like, shh, don't say that. Like, don't let them know how you feel, because then you're weak. Then they know how you feel, and then they got you. Something like that. So when I see these women speak up and speak out, it's encouraging. It's like, I don't know, like, if you guys follow tarot or not, but I'm always going to throw in a mix of tarot, a mix of astrology into these podcasts. But it's like 10 of Wands in reverse. I look at that as like the weight, like those wands that's on that guy's back. Like, when it's in reverse, they're all falling off, right? The imagery would be in reverse. So it's like it's like the weight of the world the weight of the world is off your shoulders. That's how it feels. I feel like when you get to speak up and speak out, right? So I'm an Aries, and I feel like I'm always like, ooh, do I want to say it out loud? Because most people usually aren't fond of Aries energy. And I'm just going to say it like, I get it, but whatever. I am an Aries, but I am a rising Libra. So this usually surprises people to find out I'm an Aries. But I am an Aries. So my point to this is that I know nothing about that type of energy in regards to holding it all in. Like, I usually just let it all out. That's usually like an Aries thing. And this is actually why people don't like us, because I'm just going to speak from my own personal experiences here. You guys probably have other experiences with Aries. But me personally, like, I feel like I don't have any beef or any problems, like real problems, like real hate towards anyone, because I feel like each person I don't care for, it's like they know how I feel. And I know that they know. And it's like, one of my Taurus friends, she told me years ago, and I used to work with her, and she said to me, she's like, you know what? I think she said this to somebody about me in front of me. She's like, people can say what they want about Sunny. That's me, by the way. I'm Sunny. I don't know if I said that. But whatever they say, like, they can say what they want, but you always know where you stand with her. And that's so fucking true. Like, that, I always remembered what she said, because people can't take that away from me. Like, and I know that, and I know they know that, because Aries, they're the baby in the zodiac. We just speak how we feel. And that's like our karmic lesson in this life. One of many of our karmic lessons. We have to learn how to control our fire, our passion, our mouth, right? Because especially if we have Mercury in Aries, which is our thoughts and speaking, we just, like, we just say what we want, speak how we feel, but we need to, within our life, just like anything really, we need to slow it down. We need to think before we speak. But because we don't, there's no weight on our shoulders. It's like we said what we said. We said how we felt. So we're not holding anything. There's no bad feelings, because we told you what the fuck it was. Like, we told you how we felt, whether you liked it or not. That's another thing. We got to learn how to say it a little better, like a lot better, because that's another thing. Aries people, we long for blunt truths. Like, we respect that shit. So we don't realize, and this is the truth, this is how we're naive like babies, we believe other people respect this. We don't realize that the rest of the world is not looking for this. This is cold. This is like a cold world. But to us, that seems like a cold world. It's I don't know. To us, it's crazy, but we're the odd man out. So anyway, 10 of Wands in reverse. We don't have any like, we're not holding anything back. It's already out there. Okay. And then like, once we say it, we're like, oh, we start seeing people's reactions, whether they're sad, angry, distant, silent. And then it hits us like a child, like, uh-oh, spaghettios. Oops. Oops-a-daisies. Britney Spears, oops, I did it again. You know, like, what did I do? I must have done something wrong, because I've definitely seen this face before, just on a different person. So then at that point, we'll be like, hey, are we cool? Like, maybe what I said was a bit harsh. Maybe how I said it, I should have worded it this way. I'm really sorry. I feel like that's what we do. Like, we'll do like a comeback, like a comeback. And then depending on that type of person, like how they are, they either get it, they either get our honesty and believe in that energy and its truth. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I know my dad does this too, and he's an Aries, and it's like, I just feel like most Aries would do this. 'Cause again, we're the babies, goo goo gaga, or it's like that person, there's no going back from that. It's like they saw another side to us, and they're either so disgusted or hurt or taken back. And it's like they just can't get over it. They just can't. Whatever it is, I don't know. They just can't. And then you have the other person that's just like, okay, I accept your apology. And this is how I feel about it, and then a conversation can start. All right. That's what an Aries does. So when something goes wrong with a guy, this is all I've ever known naturally, instinctively. Yet I feel like society has always taught me that when the guy, the male that I'm seeing, that I'm dating, that I'm with, does something wrong, and when he does something wrong, I mean like something like to provoke, antagonize, and kind of like a bully in school, right? I feel like there's two people, like when you get bullied, there's either two type of people that respond. They either ignore the bully or they fight back, right? So I feel like we're taught, or at least I have been, silence, be quiet, and they'll leave you alone. So when you're dating someone and they cheat on you, right? Let's go with the cheating example. I feel like that's the best unhealthy example to go with. We know in our heart of hearts, I think a majority of us, that's a hard one. I can't say that we instinctively know that there's no going back from that. I can't. I just can't, because I don't believe it. I don't believe that all cheaters are created equal. I don't have personal experience on this, so I can't speak about it too much in depth, but I do feel like it's that psychic gift kicking in that has always kicked in with me as a child, regarding this topic. Since I was a child, I have always personally, and this is before obviously I ever got into the dating game, I've always had a warped perception about the cheater, that once a cheater, always a cheater, Yes, I definitely got that growing up. But in the back of my mind, as I got a little older, slowly but surely as the years went on, hearing random different stories about different people in the family and seeing their behavior and just seeing other men, a part of me intuitively always felt that's just not true. But how can you figure out which one you can give another chance to? That I cannot say. That I do not know. But I do know what I know. And I know that there are some men that can be forgiven. I just wouldn't be able to tell you how you can know. Because I don't have experience in this. I just don't. So getting back to this, when a guy cheats, okay, so we're going to just use me as an example. And let's say I've decided there's no going back to this, okay. I don't want to be with him anymore. Now, the men I attract, they are very egotistical. They usually have, and this is no disrespect to anybody who's a Leo or strong Leo placements, I'm going to call myself out. I talk shit about every zodiac sign. So again, trigger warning, including my own Aries people. So yeah, I attract a lot of, all the guys I've ever dated or talked to, they all have strong Leo placements. If they're not a Leo, they have strong Leo placements. That's what I've come to learn at this point in my life. That just does not work with me as an Aries. Fire loves fire. I'm going to tell you that straight up. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. Fire loves fire. We just can't get enough of it. However, if you're dating an unevolved fire sign and you yourself are still not evolved, or you're just not there, like, I don't want to say that I have been unevolved, because I definitely have not been, but it's like I definitely haven't been doing the things that I could be doing that I knew I should have been doing. There's a difference when you know better and you're acknowledging it and you're aware of it, but you don't do it, versus like the guys I've been talking to, dating. It's like they're somewhat aware of like that, the things they should be doing. It's like they see it in the corner of their eye, and then it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have gifts or not, but sometimes like when I see spirits, like, or you could see those sparkling, like I forgot what the term for it is, not lights, not aura, I forgot. Anyway, but if you move too quickly, it's gone. Okay. It's like that with these unevolved guys. I feel like they know it just based off of how they were raised. It's like, you were raised better than that, my dude. You fucking know better. But it's like me. It's like, yes, I was raised better, and I'm also still aware. So what am I doing? Why am I acting this way? And it's because of my ego. It's like, while I'm doing what I'm doing, it's like, you know better in the back of my mind. Now, is that what's going on in their mind? It's maybe like their higher self is like, you know better, and then it's gone. The higher self didn't even finish the fucking line. But that was it. So I attract these very egotistical men, and as do many, right? But you guys, I don't know if you guys attract fire signs, Leo placements, I don't know, Aquarius placements. Like, usually these guys that are attracted to me, usually in their chart, they're attracted to Aquarius placements, is what I've come to learn. Because what's going on in my chart, there's a lot of things that go on in my chart. But anyway, so I fit the job description for these guys, okay? They're usually attracted to my mind and the things I can do for them, okay? So yeah. Anyway, when I decide I don't want to be with them anymore based off of the things I realize I can't get with them, from them, that I need, not want, but need, and it's time to say goodbye, because of their ego, their pride, the fact that I am saying goodbye first kills them, and they're not having it. This is what I've realized. I really suggest you guys, if you guys have trouble saying goodbye to your exes, or you still linger, or they linger with you, I would highly suggest you compare and contrast all your exes. And yes, I use the word compare. I usually don't like doing that, but it's important for you guys to see the similarities that they all share. Even the ones you don't think they do, I promise you'll find something. So when I come to realize that it's always me saying goodbye, like I'm putting this idea in their head, I do it first intentionally, like, yo, bro, if you don't get your fucking shit together, I'm fucking out. And then, shit just gets crazy, whatever. So we get back to the cheater guy, right? There's many of them, but let's, get to the one cheater. I say goodbye. He doesn't want to let me go. It's not because he's in love with me and he really wants to be with me. No, he doesn't give a fuck about me. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about me. I mean, yeah, we could think about it like, if he cared enough about me, he would have never cheated on me. Again, I do believe that cheaters make mistakes. And so I don't know if in theory I agree with that. At least right now with where I'm at. I don't necessarily, I think people make mistakes. Okay. That could get a bit sloppy, and I don't want to take this episode there right now. So I'm not going to. However, this guy, let's just talk about this guy. Let's call him Ginger Fuck, because this is his name. This is the name me and my friends gave him. He was the worst. He was the worst. So Ginger Fuck. He could not, we could not stand each other. Like, his line to me was, when it's good, it's good. And when it's bad, it's bad. Yeah, motherfucker, because you're selfish as fuck. Oh my God. Yeah, no shit, Ginger Fuck. So he didn't want to let me go. He made it extremely difficult for me. And I didn't know how to, this is going to be so over dramatic, but I didn't know how to escape. I didn't know how to get out. What I mean by that is we already broke up. We're not living together. There's nothing legally holding us together. We're not tied. We're not bound by a contract. We're not bound by an apartment, a house, marriage, thank God. Not even by a pet. There's nothing. We are separated totally. We're living in 2 different counties. He was living in Queens. I was living in Suffolk County. This is New York. This is almost 2 hours away from each other. Yet, like, he just, besides energetically feeling this, and you feel this shit more so when you have gifts, like, you literally feel somebody's fucking weight, like, not letting you, it's like somebody, like, creepy 2 fucking hands giving you, like, a back massage. One of those creepy guys that just, I don't know, I forgot where this has happened to me, but this has definitely happened to me before. They start massaging your back and you're just like, ugh, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is disgusting. It's like that, but energetically. And then they're just like breathing, and it's like down your back, and it's like, go away. This is over. It's been over. I told you it was over. So you block them. You block them on your phone, right? Because you mean what you say. So do what you say. Do what you preach, right? So we block them on the phone so they can't call you. They can't text you. Got it. No problem. Block them on the social media accounts. No problem. They can't contact you. I did forget about the email. So this guy got to me through email. So I blocked him on the email. Okay, learned. At one point, this guy literally, like, I don't know what the proper terminology is, but like chased me, like was like telling me to pull over, because unfortunately there was one binding thing. We worked together. But FYI, this used to be my thing. It's not anymore, but I used to date people I worked with. Yeah, I know. I fucking know. Maybe you guys have this too. I think it just gets harder to find people organically when you get older. Not that I'm old, but just like, I don't know, work and you see them every day. It's just easy. But yeah, terrible. I know. So anyway, so it was after work and he saw me and he was just like, pull over, like you're looking in your rearview mirror and you see him doing the pull over. And you're just like, okay, no problem. And you're pretending to pull over and then you fucking book it. That's like what I had to do. And nothing was working. And I don't remember the other details. But you know what has always worked for me? You know what has worked for me, guys? And I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. A lot of people aren't going to agree with me on this. But talking shit online, like making fun of these people online. Like, I hate to say it. Like, a part of me hates it. Because it's like, number one, I don't want my stuff out there publicly. Like, that's what I've come to learn. Like, I really truthfully, in my heart of hearts, like, I don't want my shit out there. But it's like, at the same time, I notice this is what keeps them away. And you know why? It's because of their ego. Their ego. They don't want their shit. They don't want to look bad. Because all that stuff that's happening is behind closed doors where they're acting like little bitches, right? I mean, they're not little bitches. They're just trying to really fulfill their ego because their heart isn't in it, but they believe their heart is in it, so they're trying to get back with you behind closed doors. But that would never be publicly. Like, everything this guy was doing, calling me, texting me, emailing me, if that shit was shown publicly, you know what he'd be acting like, oh, that bitch doesn't faze me. Oh, no, I'm not interested in her. No. What I was really doing, I wasn't like trying to get her back. No. He would make up some fake story because his pride means so much more to him than me. You see the difference? I hope I'm explaining that right. When you attract people that are more in love with their ego than it's done. It's already been done. Like, you don't, I don't even know how to explain it and articulate it into words, but it's like the way to get rid of guys like that is to destroy and murder their fucking ego. When I don't want their negative ass energy harassing me, bothering me, watching me, I have to publicly assault them. Like, assault them online with my words. I want to make that clear. Like, and this is what they say. Like, if you guys do your research on Mars and Gemini, which is actually what's going on currently right now in the cosmos, where Mars in Gemini in retrograde, which is, retrogrades are a time to rethink something. It's like, let's go back to this. It's a time to rethink on something from the past. But let's think about it again, okay? And Gemini is all about the mind. It's all about how you think. It's all about how you communicate. And Mars is all about how you move around. Okay. So what rules Gemini? Mercury. Mercury, again, is the mind. It's speaking. It's communicating. So this is how you guys should all be feeling right now. Is moving around in the world based off your thoughts and wanting to possibly communicate more in some type of way. Like wanting to communicate based off of ideas you guys have. It's a very creative energy. Just because it's like, I feel like this energy, honestly, is like, again, trigger warning for anybody who's easily offended. I've never done crack, but this energy in retrograde, like, I don't know. I natally have Mars in Gemini. So having Mars and Gemini go on in the cosmos, I don't know. It just feels like a crackhead. Like, I honestly, like, I can't stop with social media. Like, it's like, oh, I got another thought. I have another thought. I want to talk about this. It just doesn't stop. So Mars and Gemini, like, when you look into this energy, they say that this could be like a troll like energy. And like when I first heard about this, I was a little insulted. I was like, okay, first of all, that's inaccurate. Second of all, it's not that we're trolls, it's that we're putting people in their places. Because, you know, and you gotta apply common sense here. When people have Mars and Gemini natally, you gotta see, like, what is that planet talking? Like, who is that planet talking to? How is it communicating with other planets? So maybe Mars and Gemini in general is a troll like energy, but then is it like talking to Venus, which is all about love and beauty and harmony, you know, and is it like pairing well? If so, then like maybe that would talk about somebody who wants to communicate you know, their thoughts in a loving way through communication constantly. Or, you know, I don't know. I'm just giving you guys examples. However, for me with guys, it's like they need that energy. And this is where I know I'm going to lose people here, because it just sounds so unhealthy, so unspiritual, so imbalanced, so, I don't know, maybe I'm judging myself too harshly, dark, but I'm not judging myself. It may sound that way, but I look at this in my natal chart in astrology, and I'm seeing it, and I've seen my chart channeled, and I get it. Like, I see what's happening between me and the men that I attract in my life, and I see also the way to get them out, like the men that don't belong. And it goes against what society has raised us to believe. What I mean by that is like what we're supposed to do, like when things don't go down well in a relationship, during a breakup. Like, what are you supposed to do? Well, just handle it gracefully, act like a lady, act nice. Well, what about if he treated you like shit? Okay, well, pretend like it doesn't bother you. Pretend like you don't have feelings, so he doesn't know, because you don't want him to know that he got to you. You don't want him to have that, do you? Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I technically speaking, like, I don't want him to know that he bothered me, that he got to my heart. Yeah, I don't want him to know he hurt me. I mean, I don't, but I don't think it makes much fucking sense, you know? Like, if you look into, like, the grand scheme of things, like when we die, like, yeah, I'm going to take this there. Like, when we die, and I don't know what you guys believe in, so sorry if I offend anybody, but I picture having this conversation with God at the end of it all. And I picture him asking me specific questions about specific big events that happen in life, and then specific, like, medium events, you know, like mediocre events that were just like, was this necessary, or why did you feel like you had to do that? And I could be like, yo, because Joe would not, you know, leave me alone. You saw what was happening. And then I could see, you know, God pushing, handing over the contract, the karmic contract. And then him reminding me, like, you see right there? That's your signature. And that was his signature. That was him teaching you the lesson that you both signed up for. He was supposed to teach you that, you know? So it's like, I feel like I understand the point of these lessons, like what these guys have taught us, or at least me in my own life, my own journey. But I feel like I also understand my karmic contracts with these guys, these exes. And I feel like I deeply understand that I am supposed to speak up. I'm supposed to speak loud. And I feel like I'm supposed to fight back. That's what I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, on a psychic level, intuitive level. And also channeling it, getting it channeled, being like channeling it myself. Like, I really do believe this. And I think everybody has their own path, their own journey, because otherwise these guys, they linger, they stay, and because they feel they feel they're entitled. They see somebody who took their shit or stayed for far too long, far longer than they should have. And who else is going to do that? Who else? The next sucker? Like, oh my God, I stayed, and I took your verbal abuse. I took you doing this, that, and the other, and you knew it. And I still stayed, and I look like a fucking fool, and I still stayed because I loved you. And now you're realizing it. As this chapter's closing, you're realizing now because it feels really real that it's ending. And now you don't want to let it go because you're afraid you're never going to find somebody who's going to take your shit. That's what it is. It's not that these guys, I'm going to talk about my personal experience. It's not that these guys ever really realized in those moments as it was ending, like, this is true love. I don't want to really lose her. I now know what I have. Please, please come back. Although they're acting this way, because I do believe they believe that. But is that what's really happening? No, definitely not. It's more of a fear of how it will look publicly. Like, oh, who ended it with who? Right? Who ended it with who? Oh, she ended it with you. Their ego. They want what they can't have. That's what's happening psychologically. They're just not realizing it. They're definitely not in touch with that part. And if they are, for the ones that are, then it's just a game to them. But honestly, I think there's very few in between that realize it's that and just are waiting to get the woman to get them back. Like for the woman to be like, okay, I forgive you, John. And then it's like, they're like, I'm good. Like, because I'm talking about the part of the relationship when it's over, when it's actually over and they feel that. Because that's an energy. That is, you know what I'm talking about. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I feel like at that point, it's also about power. They want to be able, it's like it's out of their control. You are leading something in this non-existent relationship now. Meanwhile, they had the lead the whole time. They don't like that. They don't like that very much. Because now they have no power over you. It's gone. When somebody loses power, when somebody loses control, we all feel that, right? It's like when, I don't know, if you don't get your paycheck. You know when you don't get paid. You know when the money doesn't come in. It's like that. So it's like their dominant energy will do practically anything to try to pull you back in just to regain power. It's fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. And I think us as women, we realize this, but we don't really realize the full scope of what's going on. Like, we just see, at least this is how I see it. Every time this happens, I'm like, oh my God, loser. Because at that point, I'm over it. When I'm over it, I'm sorry. As an Aries woman, Venus in Aries, done. Fucking done. What's the song? It's over. It's over. I don't know. It's a song I'm thinking of right now. But these guys, they don't listen. Like, they literally don't listen. They refuse to hear the word no. And I tried, I tried the silence. I tried ignoring them. I've tried blocking. And it doesn't work. So I go to shaming them publicly. And I notice that works. I notice that keeps them away. Again, I'm not happy about it. Does it feel kind of fucking good in the moment? A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It feels good. Because it's like they were making me look like a fucking fool for so long. And, obviously I'm responsible for that, right? I chose that. I chose that life. I made my decision. But now, as adults, when somebody is telling you it's over and they're choosing to enslave you, which is, I'm going to use that word, I'm going to take it there. They are not listening to you and you're trying to go about your healing process because it's like, okay, yeah, you're closing that door. You're closing that chapter. That doesn't mean you're healed. It means you're about to start the healing journey. right? I mean, just because you close the door, it's because you're running, you're leaving something behind. And now it's time to do some self-love. It's time to recoup. It's time to think about that relationship and what it was to you, and where were the red flags that you clearly saw and you just ignored because of X, Y, and Z. Like, this is what I always did. I always recapped each relationship because I thought that was so important, like, to know and be responsible for my own actions. Like, what did I do wrong there? Wrong, like, where did my heart, like, keep thinking for me? So, yeah. Silence never worked for me. Anytime I did, it just dragged out the process longer, and it held off the healing process, which was stunting my growth and holding me back from meeting somebody new. Not that was that was literally the last thing I was thinking of at those times. But yeah, so when I see these women posting publicly about these guys, and not all of them are shaming or attacking verbally. Not all of them, not all these videos are doing that. However, I feel like these men that are speaking up about these videos, I see a lot of these videos talking about, like, oh yeah, these women, this trend now. That's what they're calling it, right? A trend. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. Enlightenment. Yeah, I guess is a trend. Waking up is a trend. They're talking about, like, dominant woman and the reason why we have to be this way now, and it's because we don't feel safe, or we've been on the attack for so long. I don't know, some shit like that. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to look into these videos yourselves. But yeah, and I'm gonna be very real here. I understand why these guys would want to speak up and out, like, about these videos, but at the same time, it's like, these are the same guys that are going around hurting women without realizing what it is they're doing and why. Because if they did, they wouldn't be making these videos that are not applicable to what it is we're doing. Like, it makes no fucking sense. We're not doing it to be dominant. We're not doing it that it's like we're fucking fighting back for once, speaking up and speaking out and speaking truth, not to be dominant, but to get them to understand. This is what is so bothersome, and it's scary. It's kind of fucking scary, but I don't really feel scared, to be honest, because I feel like where we're going with spirituality, with the cosmos, Saturn entering Pisces soon, and Pluto going into Aquarius, although that, the astrologers are making this into a whole, like, power trip thing, like, power, blah, blah, blah. I am excited for where spirituality is going for humanity. So I feel like where this is leading us, with all these women, including myself, speaking up, speaking out, making these types of videos, we are waking the divine masculine up within these guys. Because eventually, if you keep speaking, somebody is bound to listen. Somebody's bound to listen. A lot of these guys, the reason they act so cocky, the reason they have such an ego, you know why that is? Yeah, we can blame, like, their upbringing, their friends, whatever, this, that, and the other, or their big fat fucking head. Yeah, we could do that too. It's because of us. Let me repeat that. It's because of us. We gave that to them. I think back to all the... I have an Aries stellium in the 6th house, which is naturally belongs to Virgo. And it's also like the way they talk about this in astrology is like basically the house of fucking misery, like the servant house. Like I'm basically a waitress to everybody. And I've been a waitress. Honestly, astrology is so funny how it shows up. But it's like the servant to everybody. And this is part of my dharma in this life, for sure. This is also why I feel this need to do all this stuff now, to help people out there. But I want to do it in a different way, but also similar, very similar to what's already out there, right? The reason guys, and again, a specific type of guy, a specific type of breed, let's not be mean to the whole guys, to the whole male. This is not all males. This is not. There's a lot of smart, handsome, well-balanced, articulate. God, I'm getting hot just thinking about them. Anyway, let's stop. Let's stop. Okay. So there's really good men out there. We're not talking about those men. We're talking about the men that are unevolved. We're talking about the men that need to be controlling, that don't know what the fuck they want, but believe they know what they want. The ones that believe that when women speak up and speak their truth, that they're manipulating them. Or if they're doing things on social media, it's like they think low of women who are doing better than them. And it's like they're not even realizing, putting the pieces together, that this is what it actually is in their own brain. But because they're just too on overdrive to just stop and slow down in their own mind and think, why do I think the thoughts I think? You know, they don't do this, right? This breed, this specific type of breed. So my point is we give them this power. We give them this confidence. We gave them that big fucking fat dumb head. We gave them the bird brain. We gave them the bird brain. We can easily take that shit back. And I feel like this is what we're doing right now. This is what's going on. It's not that we're dominant woman with daddy issues. It's not that at all. It's like, I feel like that is so stereotypical. Like, this is what they go to. Or like, oh, this is the alpha female. Or, oh my God, all these other stupid fucking videos I watch where they're really trying to make sense of it. And it's like, they're really not putting much sense into it because they're just going back to the old cliche things that everyone used to say. And it's like, bro. The only reason you guys like even think these thoughts is probably because a woman probably put this into your head. You know what I mean? Like the daddy issues, like who put that into their head? Like, I'm sure it was probably a woman. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I'm not even going to get into it. I want to get that far into it. I want to keep this video on this. So I feel very much so for any woman out there that feels called upon to make these videos, whether they're funny or just smart or maybe even a little frightening because they're talking about their real life scary experience that they had with a man that, you know, went south or whatever it was. I don't know. We're here to enlighten men and awaken their divine masculine energy, because I feel like their divine masculine energy is so fucking warped. It's so imbalanced. And listen, we can talk about us as well. I'm not saying we're perfect and I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. It's just this video, let me repeat, this video is not about us right now. Okay? I can make a video about us another time when I feel like it. This video is not about that. This video is about what I personally believe is happening right now. Why this is a trend. It definitely has to do with the cosmos. It has to do with how and where the planets are currently aligned. And then when we go into a retrograde and when we have these eclipses and like what story is unfolding for us as a society, globally, as women too, and men. I think they are slowly but surely becoming awakened, because you know why? You know what's getting fucking old? You know what story is getting old? This boring, repetitive, old story, old novel of a book that's just sitting on the dusty shelf at the library, where the guys are ghosting us, or they think the grass is greener on the other side, or they're cheating, or it's like it's like, how long can they keep this up for? And again, let me make this clear. I understand women are doing it too. I have friends that do this. I have girls. Listen, this video isn't about that. I can make a video on that another time. This video is about what's going on with this trend. I think it's getting boring. I think the story is getting played out, even for guys, even the guys who are getting that pussy. It's like, I think they're falling for the pussy. You know what I mean? Like, the guys are getting sick and tired of going out there, playing the field. I think we're all here as humans looking for love. And I do think everybody's path and story is different, just like mine is different. I know that I seem to attract guys who want to control me and not let go of me, yet they don't actually want me. But when I let go of them, it's like they can't let me go. So I have to do the dirty work. I have to do their dirty work for them. And it may have to do with publicly shaming them. A lot of people won't believe that. A lot of people will be like, oh yeah, I'm sure there's another way. And it's like, you can fuck off. I don't care what you got to say. I know it works for me. I know it's been working for me. And it's not the silent treatment, and it's not going away gracefully. Okay? Jade. But what I do believe is happening slowly but surely, fading out, is these guys that have been jumping on this bandwagon for so many years now of thinking they're a player, talking to this girl, talking to that girl. And there's nothing wrong with the dating scene and seeing several different girls. There's something wrong with it if you're lying to each girl and making it seem like you're looking for something you're actually not. There's something wrong with it if you yourself believe you're falling for this girl, but then you realize you're over it, and then you just don't relay that message to her. Or if you continue to bang her and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, I'm going to bang her one more time, and then wait, I'm actually out. You know what I mean? Like, there's just, well, karma needs to be served for that. And I don't mean like we're the karma. I mean, we can be, right? I mean, usually we are in life through the karmic contract. But I'm just saying, like, those same guys, they get tired of it. They want more. And my point before is that I think there are some people out here who are meant to have a life single and just maybe date and not actually have a relationship. I think there are really people out there like that genuinely enjoy that type of lifestyle for the rest of their life, and that's fine. But I think a majority of the people are looking for love. So I think these guys are getting tired of it, but it's like they can't figure out what the problem is. It's them, but they can't figure out what the problem is. And I think because of social media, where it's going, that energy within Uranus, shaking shit up in Taurus right now in the cosmos, I think it's doing something to these guys. It's giving them the tools that maybe they don't have for the breed, for the specific type of breed. Okay, again. So yeah, I think for those women that are speaking up and speaking loud, and not just doing it just to do it, but actually have a message for the guys and for, healing other women like myself, knowing we're not fucking alone, knowing we're not fucking crazy. I believe they are here, including myself, to give these men the tools they need that they don't have, that they're lacking in some type of way. They're not able to put the pieces together themselves to be able to get what it is they're looking for and to stop hurting other women. And they're also hurting themselves. So to stop hurting themselves and to stop hurting other people, right? So yeah, that's what this video was about today. I hope you guys liked it. So yeah, basically in a nutshell, I feel like what we just discussed was the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy really within men, and it being shut the fuck down, and we are here to bring this shit into balance for them and to awaken them, and maybe even ourselves in the process. But that's for another video. Okay? All right. Bye, guys.